Hello, everybody, and welcome back to another discussion about leagues. Last time we went through all of the different areas that you should think of when picking your location, but this time I want to go a little bit farther out there and think of what's my league's wish list? What do I really wish leagues could look like? And what other aspects from other temporary game modes could we really add into leagues to make it the best it could be? Leagues 4 is coming out November 15th if you guys missed the update, so I wanted to get this wish list out there and see how many of these are close to what I wanted. So first things first, a Trailblazer style league is kinda gonna be the best type of league in my opinion. You should have limited areas to pick from, so that way everyone's gear is different. I do really appreciate how varied everyone gets to be at the end and how different people's experiences are. I do, however, wish that when we think of relics, we think of them a little bit more like Shattered Relics or Deadman style relics, where the relics are actually dropped through many different types of gameplay, like through birds' nests or dropped through monster drops, not fragments that need to be leveled up, full relics. I'd also really like it if all of the teleport waystones from all the other leagues and Deadman modes could just come into the newest league, like official spots for those waystones for our temporary game modes. Something that I was absolutely amazed by when Deadman mode came up earlier this year was corrupted weaponry and breaches. Breaches are an amazing concept where certain people will be able to get a certain amount of drops from a boss that just happened to wander into any old area in RuneScape. And whoever does the most damage for the specific breach gets a chance at corrupted weaponry. I do, however, believe that corrupted weaponry should break eventually, kind of like Barrow's gear does, so that way it doesn't completely replace getting a T-bow or a shadow. But I understand how that could be pretty game breaking for leagues, so maybe we just introduce the breaches after we do the high scores. But I think the breaches would be an interesting change to league's type of gameplay. Something I really loved from the Shattered Relics League was buyable quest completions. In the Shattered Relics League, you had to buy your skills, you had to upgrade your relics, you had to buy different areas to get into. Everything was locked behind some sort of point wall. But I think quests really shined when you had the ability to purchase quest completion. We've done these quests a lot, and somebody willing to play a temporary game mode, I assure you, has done the beginning quests 2 to 5 times at least. So being able to skip past the content that we already mostly know by heart would be amazing. Something that I think is a little bit weird about leagues is everyone starts as an Iron Man, but we have a lot of different types of Iron Man in the game. Why can't you start as a UIM, Ultimate Iron Man, or a Group Iron Man? It would probably make leagues a lot more fun if you had those options, and it might even be better if everyone started as a hardcore Iron Man. Maybe even having a competition to see who kept the status. But if we were gonna do something like that, it might be even better if we don't tell people that they have a hardcore status. So that way at the end we can reveal who still has it. It would be really fun for a league and a funny gimmick that we haven't done yet. Something that I think should happen though for these relics that we're going to get throughout different activities and monster drops, they should have set bonuses like in the Shattered Relics League. I think that was great for utility beyond the apparent synergies between specific relics. Like obviously you're gonna wanna hit 1 or 2 range relics at the same time, but the fact that these 2 range relics have a tertiary effect when you put them together is amazing, and I think that leaves a lot of wiggle room for strategy in your gameplay. Something that's weird, I thought leagues were more popular than Deadman, but I don't see any prize money or anything like that in leagues. And you might be asking, well, who exactly would we give the prize money to? Well, there's a lot of different things we could give prize money for. For instance, there's a League's First or a World First board. Anyone who claims a World First could have a chance at getting a prize. We used to have an event a long time ago called Hang of the Skill to show who earned the most experience they could in a specific day. And this could just be a cosmetic bragging rights type of thing, but what if you actually earned more league points whenever you earned the King of the Skill title? It's possible that this could even change your league icon just a little bit to keep throughout the rest of leagues, so everyone would know you were a king of the skill for a day for the rest of leagues. And of course, we've got league top point earners. That's a definitive leaderboard to me that we would be able to assign any of the prize money to any of these people. And all of these accolades would be able to be in the newest league. But that's just the stuff outside of leagues. Let's get back into the game. I think you should have a starter box, just like a dead man mode, pretty much every time. It could be optional, of course, for those who don't really think that's in the spirit of the game in a 5x experience rate game mode. But the starter box is huge for dead man mode, and it gives you so many charges to just get your adventure started. Speaking of that, there's already a type of tutorial in the game, in Lumbridge. If you click that you are new to the game when you start, he'll show up right next to the bar, right out front of the Lumbridge Castle. He'll be able to help you with a bunch of different achievements, and there's no reason why that shouldn't be in Leagues too. Something I think they could actually get away with is having a Leagues exclusive quest. A quest that kind of explores the story of the Leagues this season. It'd be whatever the story just happened to be, but it actually has a chance of making it into the real game if, for some reason, everybody happened to like it. And it could be a great way to test some things out too. Right along the same line of testing some things out, I think another relic they really need to add for any league going forward would be a shortcut creation relic. A teleport that's a short distance teleport that lets you go through or over a barrier, aside from doors that require keys or anything like that. But being able to go through these barriers, essentially creating shortcuts, Jagex would have a way to reference this later in time and see where this relic was used the most, and that could probably be the best way to make new shortcuts, or maybe even if we want to go crazy with it, the world could literally evolve throughout these shortcuts. If a large community of people use a specific relic in a specific spot, maybe in about a week or so that spot actually has a shortcut added into it. It could be like a bridge put over a river. Simple stuff like that could help us to be a part of evolving the game. And it could be a pretty cool gimmick for the next time around. One more thing I think would make Leagues awesome is Morrigan's and Vesta's weapons. I really don't know why they're not in the normal game, but why hold them back in a temporary game mode where it's the point to break the game? They absolutely need to be a part of this. Just like Dead Man mode, we really need a Leagues Forever server where your account will just sit until the next Leagues, like Dead Man mode. But you could also play Leagues to your heart's content. It shouldn't have to be a month cap and then we're done. And plus, it'd be great to log in every now and then just to show off all of the things that you did in the last league. Those are some of the suggestions that I think would make a really great league. What do you think should be added into the next leagues? And if you guys have any comments for any of the suggestions I made, please leave them below because my favorite part is the discussion. And I will see you all later. Don't forget to like, comment, or subscribe.